So we got to talk about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta from last night. And for this review, it's going to be a little bit different because I'm really going to focus on the highlights, or rather the lowlights, I should say. I was actually prepared to give this episode a 10 out of 10, to be honest with you. It, I, watching the episode last night, it was giving. I'm not taking any notes last night because I'm just like, you know what? I had just had like a whole dental thing earlier. Y'all know I grind my teeth, so I have all these dental issues that I am currently working on. But listen, I was not ready for what happened in last night's episode. Let me just bring it up for you guys. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Last night during the argument with Spice, Erica Mena ends up calling Spice a blue monkey. She called her a monkey several times in the midst of that argument after she flipped the table on Spice. Now, we're going to get into the rights and the wrongs and the mostly wrongs, okay? Because the whole situation was bad on both parts. But, Erica has offended a lot of people right now with this remark. And the fact of the matter is, in order for us to really dive into this, we need to talk about what lies at the genesis of their beef. Part of their beef lies in the truthfulness or the trustworthiness of Safari and this idea that Safari is either truthful or that for some reason that these women need to be fighting over him. And then I'm going to play you guys something first, okay? And then we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of their argument and then some other things about the episode. It's hard for me to truly rate the episode because I also felt like the episode should have came with a trigger warning at the beginning. Now, I think that they flashed something ahead of the last few minutes of this episode, but it went by so fast, I couldn't tell what it said. So if there was a trigger warning right before that, I felt like it needed to be at the beginning of the episode, especially because we were going to be getting this slur. And it wasn't just one time, it was several times. And as social media is pointing out, this isn't the first time that Erica has used this term. Okay, so we're going to talk about all of that. But I want to play you guys this.
That y'all's in a relationship either. I've been single since the father of my kids, and I haven't had sex since the father of my kids. Mama, mira, listen. Mira, mama.
Now, just to pause it right here, I want you guys to understand why I'm playing you this. In this clip, and I had seen it like days ago, I think, and it's not the first time she's insinuated this, but basically, and you can find this on the Neighborhood Talk. I'm going to be pointing to the Neighborhood Talk for a lot of these things because it really pieces together the puzzle. Amara La Negra is insinuating that her relationship with Safari on Love and Hip Hop Miami was for ratings. I'm just going with the flow. If you're smart enough, you understand, right? So let's get into what she has to say, and I'm going to talk about why this is important.
Let me put it this way. I'm a pretty smart girl. I believe that I am. I've come this far because I think I'm pretty smart. And
you're not so smart. You see, this is the problem with people that think that they are so smart, because a smart person would never post this. And I'm going to tell you why. Actually, I'm going to tell you why right now. A smart person who is on a reality television show, who is being paid to present a certain reality, would never undo all of that hard work that you're being paid for to assuage viewers. If you really are about getting your check, just go do what you got to do and get your check and move on. But to a certain degree, we all know that there's some scriptedness to some of this. We all know that there's some unrealness to it. But to the degree that it is so impactful that this crosses franchises, I feel like you should have kept this to yourself, mama, because this ain't that smart. If I'm a producer and I'm looking at this, you're fired.
I get hired to do my job and I do what I have to do. I do it well. We have good ratings. And with that being said, I have accomplished my mission. Now, if after that you want to believe whatever it is you want to believe, that's on you. You understand? Like I said before, I've been single. I've been single since the father of my kids, and I haven't had sex since the father of my kids. And I continue to do my job. And as long as you give us those ratings, I'm gonna give you what you want. So,
right here, I don't even believe we should be giving you ratings now. Now that you are out here so blatantly telling us basically that the life that you're living on this television show is a lie, right? Because otherwise, why call it reality TV? You could just put this on Tubi, or you could just put this on a streaming platform. You could just put this on the Netflix, okay? If that's really all it is. You know what I'm saying? As like a scripted show, like present it as a scripted show versus trying to present it as a reality television show. And I get it. There's some of this that we know is not real, right? A lot of it. But it's not. But as part of your job, you are to present that it is real. So it's mind-boggling to me that how the fakery of this situation has now impacted Erica's reactions on social media and Spice's reactions to Erica's reactions. But let's continue.
if that's what you want, then that's what you see. Yeah, period. If you don't get it after that, there's nothing else I can tell you, mommy, okay?
Oh, we get it. We get it. You basically presenting a lie.
Anyways, goodbye. Love you guys. Arrivederci. Bye. Let me tell you something. My first season of Love and Hip Hop Miami was the best season of my life. I had an amazing producer, Mari Carmen Lopez. She really embraced and showcased who I really was, what my purpose was. Second season came, we somewhat did that. And then third and fourth, and now on the fifth, I mean, I'm just going with the flow. Whatever that means, if you're smart enough, you understand. And all I'm saying is that I've been single since the father of my kids, but let's just go with it.
Nah, babe. Let's not just go with it. I mean, if that's your standpoint, and if that's where you are with it, it sounds like you over this show. And if you over this show, then move on. Like, we don't really need that at this point in time. I hate when people get online and they do stuff like this, because it really just jeopardizes the credibility of the entire show, right? So then what do you have all of these old people over here on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta fighting for? You know what I'm saying? You got Erica online upset and mad because of, him allegedly giving some Rolexes to these kids when he's not really even in a relationship with her. So she's reacting to something that's not even real, okay? Spice is reacting to Erica's reactions, okay? It doesn't really make any sense. But that's just a piece of the Erica and Spice drama as it presented itself last night. So let me give you guys the play-by-play. In last night's episode, we had, Shekinah, who was trying to mediate a conversation. It was very reminiscent of, I don't know if you guys recall, was it season 1, where you had Mimi trying to orchestrate a conversation between K. Michelle and Carly Red, and the whole shaking the table moment. It felt like a recreation of that moment, like they were trying to recreate that moment. And it also felt like they were giving us a table flip moment a la Real Housewives of New Jersey, aka Teresa from back in season 1. So this whole moment to me felt like a giant callback to something that has already happened. However, let's get into it. Shekinah orchestrates this meeting of the minds between Erica and Spice. Now, when I'm going to tell you like this, I was on Erica's side initially. Erica came in, she was complimentary of Spice. She talked, about how much Spice was, such a motivating, so like inspiring to her, so motivating to her. I mean, she was really laying it on thick, maybe a little bit too thick. You know what I'm saying? As I look back on it, because even she kind of wasn't really like believing it, because when she started talking about how she Bambi and Sierra was all fasting for her, I was like, even I was kind of like, okay, y'all was fasting, girl. Okay, and when she kind of called her out on that, she was like, y'all won't fast, and you can't pay me to believe y'all was fasting. Erica looked at her and told her, you might need to be fasting yourself, okay? And so the shade was real, right? The shade was it was already real. So I knew going into that situation, regardless of whether or not, because Spice was giving attitude from the moment she sat down, right? And even when Erica tried to give her a kiss at the greeting, Spice kind of turned her head or whatever like that because she wasn't really trying to receive it. So my belief is that Spice already has an opinion about Erica and she is unwilling to really be moved by anything that Erica says, which is her right to do so. However, that right is really based on some allegations from Safari. Now, let's paint the picture. Safari has these voice notes that he has sent to Spice that is enraging her because it is making it seem as though Erica was, basically saying, "Well, why you going all crazy over that being in the hospital? When I was in the hospital, you didn't care." Okay, now now it sounds to me like there's some truth to this, right? Because Erica does admit to saying like, "Well, listen, I was kind of like, you going so crazy over this woman, but you really wasn't, really seeming to care when I was in the hospital or when I was going through." Now, that could be a natural reaction to somebody who is still in love with this man, because I believe that she is. But at the same time, that also has nothing to do with Spice. But I don't think that's the entirety of the reason why Spice is upset. Because if it was, you already knew about this. It seems like, because otherwise, why would you invite her down to that your regional award ceremony or whatever like that? Because that seemed kind of fake if you was going to invite her to that. Then on top of that, I felt like the argument went real left because Spice is all in the mix of whether or not Erica is lying or Safari or whoever is lying about the child support payments, because she's a single mother too, and so she has been trying to support Erica in that. And my thought is this: you can be a friend to Safari and you can be a friend to Erica, and you cannot be and you can also not be involved in their drama. There's no point in you being involved in it. There's no need in you being involved in it. And I like Spice. Don't get me wrong. I think that Spice is probably one of the best additions to this show in a very, very long time, because she has a lot going on. She brings a lot to the table. I mean, heck, she is the table. And last night she got the table. Okay. But at the end of the day, I also feel like you meddling in a situation that don't got nothing to do with you, and you grown and you got enough issues of your own that you need to be dealing with, and that you don't need to be involved in Erica and Safari's drama, because that's going to be going on for the rest of their lives, it feels like, or at least for the next 18 years. So for me, it's like, best as an adult, for me, the way I look at that situation is I'm staying up out of that, right? If I got two friends and I'm friends with both of them and they together, this is why I could say so much about how I manage friendships and relationships at this point in my life. But as an adult, I'm just saying this: I take a step back. You got your relationship, I stay out of it. I'm your friend when you need me, okay? And that's it. I'm not gonna try to. I'm not trying to be involved. I'm not getting mentally or physically or emotionally invested in that situation. So whatever y'all got going on is whatever y'all got going on, period. And the fact is, I felt like Erica did come with a sense of humility to that situation. So much so that I felt like she wanted a resolve to the situation, but it didn't feel like Spice did. So then when Spice starts talking about Erica's son don't like her, I was really like, Spice, like, now you wrong. Like, at this point in time, you speaking on her child that does not, apparently, as we learned, doesn't want to be on camera, does not want to be filmed, wants a different life for himself. But she's on here, she's trying to make her money, she's trying to do her thing. Everybody is not meant for reality TV. Everybody is not meant for television. So I don't know if that's something that Safari told her. I don't know if that's something that was common knowledge, because I follow this show, but I'm not in the weeds with it like I am right now. But anyway, I had not been in the weeds with it for such a long time, because some of these characters been on New York, and then they didn't jump to Atlanta, and sometimes Miami, and then it was somebody was in Hollywood. So you just never know, right? So it's a lot to follow. But the thing about it is, to me, again, like I said, Spice, you had no business talking about that, because it really didn't have anything to do with the conversation. True enough, yes, when Spice said Erica acts like she's the only person that's ever been through this with a divorce or a single and being a single mother. Yes, Erica also said she's been at this for 16 years as well. That was not a reason for you to go and then mention the fact that her child either hates her or doesn't like her, because any mother is going to react to that. And it honestly was uncalled for. And I wasn't mad that she flipped the table. I really wasn't at that point. I mean, for me, I feel like Spice, if you still, got these things going on with you, especially, medically, then you need to be keeping yourself out of situations where things could get volatile. So honestly, when she flipped that table, I was like, go ahead and flip it, girl, because at that point in time, if she losing it, she losing it, because you didn't brought her up. You didn't basically insinuated that there is something wrong with her as a mother, the reason why her child doesn't like her, right? So I was with her right there. So then they start hurling insults at each other, and then it takes a turn for the dark side. And what I mean by the dark side, I mean like this took a turn to the negative, okay, to the low, low. You got Spice continuing to go on about how her child doesn't like her, and then you got Erica talking about she wishes that Spice had died on that table. Now, see, to me, now at this point, Erica, you have lost me. Okay, you have completely lost me, because I feel like it's one thing to give us a little bit of drama, a table flip. Okay, yes, okay, it is what it is. And I don't condone violence on any part or whatever like that. But sometimes, I understand the dramatics of these situations. However, when you start talking about somebody dying, I feel like now we have gone from, there is one thing to insult somebody as a mother, which I understand. Okay, I get it. And you've already given her the reaction. But then to wish death on her, I feel like now that ain't something I play with. That ain't something that anybody should play with. And I feel the reason I feel like that is because I know that words have power. You know what I'm saying? And I would not wish that on my worst enemy. There is not a person in this world that I would ever say that about, okay? Nor think that about, okay? And like I just don't think that I've never been in a space where even I've had some people do some very horrible things to me, never wish death on them. I mean, I never would, because I just feel like it's people when they get upset or when they are hurt or when they feel threatened, they will sometimes go extremely low. But I have to have a boundary for myself and a place that I will never go. And Erica doesn't seem to have recognized that this is the place that she shouldn't go. So that's the death part of it all. But it was the monkey business of it all, because to call Spice a blue monkey, to me, that was, what was disgusting about it? It was the amount of times that she said it. It was the amount. It was the sheer number of times in which she said it, and she felt okay saying it. And I get that you upset and you want to just throw whatever out there to hurt that person. But you got to realize at a certain point in time, you ain't just hurting that person. You hurting a lot of people, okay? Myself included. And so for me, whereas I was with you till I won't, okay? And in that moment, I definitely won't with you. And now fans want you fired, okay? Fans want you fired, and reasonably so, because now you have insulted not only one person, but you have insulted a community of people who stand together. And honestly, I don't feel like there's any space for that on this show or any other show, to be quite honest with you, because I don't watch television to be traumatized in that way, when there's already people out there in the world who don't like us for the way that we look, okay, or for the fact of the color of our skin. People don't like us simply because we exist. And so then for you to be welcomed in this community, okay, as someone who was, granted, Erica has always had her wild, crazy, get buck and crazy type, sensibility to her. But I would say, at least in this community of this show, she has been, for the most part, I would say, welcome. And so now for you to be calling someone a monkey, who is a big part of this community and who is really a beloved part of this community, I just feel like you have stepped into some territory for which I don't know that you will ever be able to recover, especially because they showed and then they showed the sheer amount of times that you said it, okay? That you said it. And I just don't understand it, because here's the thing. Social media users have pointed out that this isn't the first time that you have been called out for this, okay? Because if we go back to 2015, all right, let's go back. And this is the reason, again, the neighborhood talk, listen, I definitely have to apologize for using so much of the content, but in order for me to tell this story, I feel like the neighborhood talk, y'all have filled in the pieces for us that, in case you did not know, this is a pattern of behavior for this young lady, and she has yet to seek help for it. Okay, so somebody points out, so y'all don't remember in 2015 when promoters accused Erica of calling them black monkeys? Hip hop rumors. This is from All Hip Hop. Erica MENA spazzes on promoters, allegedly calling them black monkeys. Okay, so this is not the first time. Only this time it's blue monkeys. All right, and it's unacceptable then, and it's unacceptable now, and I don't want to see it on my screen. So if you can't entertain us, a la Amara La Negra style, then I'm gonna need you to, and what I mean by that is at least pretend, then I'm gonna need you to get on up off this screen, okay? Because now I know what you think about people who look like us, all right? And I just feel like what that's not what we're not gonna have that, all right? We're not gonna have it. So I don't think that Spice was right in mentioning her child at all. I really don't. I think that that was horrible. Okay, I think it was horrible. But I think that Erica and this whole monkey business of it all, I don't like it. I don't want to see it on my screen. And to be quite honest with you, she can go. So now I want to move on to the other big sort of confrontation of the night. Now, this confrontation to me, I actually laughed. I laughed so hard because it was supposed to be a serious moment. I believe because Sierra, everybody was at Chaotic's event. Mind you, Chaotic, side note, what we also learned was that Erica Banks and Chaotic had a discussion on a date about how, about starting to use condoms. And I was like, girl, Erica, please tell me you are smart enough. Or I ain't gonna say it ain't just her responsibility. I don't want to put it on her. But in my mind, I feel like she would be smarter than him. Okay? Let me just put it like that. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt in terms of, I know how guys do, okay? So I already know that in those types of situations, 9 times out of 10, a lot of guys are going to try to, get the punani or whatever they're trying to get, and they're going to try to do it without a condom. Period. Let's just be real. We're going to have a real conversation right now. So the fact of the matter is, sometimes, and I can't really speak for women, but in my mind, I be like, okay, Erica, your career you are on the verge, right? People in the rap community are really looking at you. You know what I'm saying? People are eyeing you. People are listening to your music. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to be caught up with this dude. And granted, he out here doing his thing too. I'm not taking anything away from him, and he got the music popping, and I felt like the song is positive. I do like the song. I love the song. So kudos to Chaotic on the song. But baby, Erica, make sure this man is wearing a condom when y'all do something, because the last thing that you want to be doing is tied to somebody who ain't tied to you. Okay, because he still look like, just based on what he's still giving in the streets. Okay, so let me just state that. Meanwhile, Amy Luciani looking on like she about to have the last laugh, and I'm like, girl, you might want to be thankful that you're not in this situation. Chaotic seems like somebody that you would keep in the friend zone. Good time, have a good time, go out for drinks, but keep your legs closed. Okay, to him, in my opinion, that's what I would do if I was you. Anyway. At the Chaotic of the event or whatever, Sierra has a conversation with Diamonddale. Okay, now Diamonddale is apparently, a friendly with Scrappy, even though it come across like they might be more than friendly, especially if she done been in his hotel room and stuff like that while he out on tour. It just don't look right. To be honest with you, if this man is still married and he's still, doing whatever with his wife, until he gets a divorce, you know what I'm saying? It would seem to me like you might want to, curb him, until the papers were signed. That's what I would do. But for whatever reason, Diamonddale is on some, Bambi stole him from me. Okay, so I'm stealing him back. That's what it's given. But Sierra tells us, well, girl, you left him for somebody else. So I don't really know what the situation is because I don't remember that far ago. I don't recall. I don't know. Was she on this show? I have no idea. But what I do know is at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, we got to kind of operate within the spirit of decency, unless they had some type of arrangement, in which case it didn't sound like they did, right? It didn't sound like Bambi and Scrappy had some type of arrangement where, you know, anybody could just hop up in the hotel room while he on tour. So since that ain't the arrangement, it is what it is, right? So I don't know if you should be doing all that. And Sierra wants to have a conversation with Diamondale because she's like, I know Diamondale. So sounds like they went to high school together. But the thing about it is, okay, I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. Diamondale, baby, she shaded the life out of Sierra last night. And it was honestly, it was on some housewives level shade. It was so petty. And that's what I'm saying. It was so petty. Okay. It was pettier than petty. She told a girl that she didn't even recognize her. She was like, I don't know what's going on. Your face looks so different. You know what you're doing to you putting some stuff in your face, girl. I can't even I barely recognize who you was anymore. Who are you? You have a new face, new case. I mean, she was going in on Sierra. And the thing about it was, you could tell Sierra was trying to have a real conversation, but Diamondale was not letting up off of her neck at all. Okay. And I feel like that was Diamondale's moment right there, baby. And Diamondale, according to this, okay. And again, sorry, neighborhood talk. I love y'all. Y'all know I do, but we got to talk about it since y'all caught it. Also, shout out to Live Bites, because that's what we got that Amara La Negra comment from that was also featured on Neighborhood Talk. So I wanted to shout them out too. So here's what Diamondale had to say about the situation.
That is concerned about what I'm doing in my personal life. This message is for you. Keep that same energy when you see me. A lot of that shit y'all hoes said in y'all confession, y'all didn't say that shit to my face. And I'm sorry I look 21 and you look unrecognizable, sweetie. I'm sorry that I still look the same. You had to get facial injections, sweetie, which means you have the lowest self-esteem out of any one of these bitches on the show. But I'm enjoying it. I'll keep watching. And I might give my 2 cents. I got your ass all the way together, sweetie. But if
I ain't gonna lie, she was reading her like hooked on phonics.
Of course, they cut a lot of that out to, I guess, save face for you. But like I said, a lot of that shit that y'all said on confessions, y'all hoes didn't say that shit to my face. This is my city, honey. And if you feel a certain kind of way, baby girl, I'm out.
All right. So then Sierra responds and says, anybody that showed up to the 2023 BET Awards looking like the Millennium Tour should not be talking. Little cheap heels from the Dress Up Barbie set. It's giving a little fly buzzing in my ear. Girl, move around. And I don't want to nuck if you buck, because I'm not fighting you, girl. I'm calling the cops. Okay. In 2023, we calling the popo. All right. She said, me not having motion, got to be a joke. Little cheap. I don't know what that says. I'll buy you in the most humblest voice. Now, I do believe that Sierra's probably got the coin. Especially if you watch her page, her Instagram pages. Anyway, she says, I'll buy you in the most humblest voice. This mess was filmed months ago. Now leave me alone. I'm on a healing journey. You ain't gonna beat me. You should just join me and come to the glam shop, girl, and at least let one of my stylists pluck your wig on me. Ain't no need for these two ladies to be fighting, to be quite honest with you. A little shade throwing is fine, but to get down and dirty over Scrap, I mean, it ain't really even worth it, because Sierra ain't with Scrap. She need to stay out the business as well. Similar to Spice, stay out that man business. It ain't got nothing to do with her. You can be a friend to Bam, which you ain't even a friend to Bam no more. So at the end of the day, all of this, you arguing with Diamondale, is for nothing. Okay, at the end of the day, it's for nothing, because you're not friends with Sierra and you're not friends with Bam no more, and you're not friends with Erica no more. And I wonder if you're not friends with Erica no more because you found out about this monkey comment. Okay, somebody let me know in the chatterization what y'all think about that, because she said it was about them not defending her when it came to the Safari stuff, but that, to me, that didn't make no sense. I feel like it was more about this, and she wanted to probably distance herself from that whole Erica situation. As you will see, a lot of people have a big problem with coming up in the next week's episode. Some other little things happened in this past episode, but these were the major things, and I needed to really talk to you guys about it, tie all the things together. There was actually a couple of other stories that I wanted to talk about, but I don't like to do too many videos in one day. So I'd like to kind of keep it simple. So anyway, this is my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season 11 episode. What is this, like 11, 12 or 13? I'm not even sure. It was a good episode, but it should have came with a trigger warning, to be honest with y'all. And I feel like that trigger warning should have came at the very beginning. And if it did, I must have blinked and I missed it, because I'm triggered. I'm still triggered. I don't know if you guys can tell, I am triggered. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.
So, Desiree Davenport, what are you hoping to accomplish with this show?
Honestly, I've lost everything in the most horrible way possible. And listen, I want it all back. I'm willing to build it piece by piece, and I mean brick by brick.
Oh, honey, she is done. I bet you a Burke and she doesn't last all season with us. Just watch.
I'm Misha Hill, and I'd like to consider myself the matriarch of this dynamic group of ladies. I mean, someone has to keep them under control.
I'm Davita Delaney.
I mean, I think I could teach these ladies a thing or two about how to get and keep a good man.
They said she was a gold digger. Gee, you did for me. I'm just really looking forward to being surrounded by other empowering bosses.
Yes, I know exactly what she's doing. And if she keep playing in my face, I'm gonna have to let her off her dirty little secrets, just like she did to me. And I'm not playing.
Let's get this straight. If I brought you into this circle, I just as easily can take you out. She ain't running nothing over here, okay? She needs to be worried about running that household and worried about why that husband of hers is never at home.
Oh, hell.
Ooh, child, this is about to be a mess.
Oh my God, I hate mess. What in the world did I get myself into?